we will make a new class, and name it as, you can say, car class. And declare some my main function in that. Now, so how you declare an object? We declare car C1 equal to new car. So this is how we declare an object of the class. Now C1 here is the reference to the object. C1 is not C1 is not an object. C1 is an reference to the object. Okay. Now suppose many people think that C1 is the object, but this is wrong. C1 is not an object. C1 is the reference to the object. Okay. Now we have something like, you can say, mm, you can say, mm, like you have string model. Now you have got the price. Now you have wheels of your car. Now this is how you create an object of the class. Now when you create the object of the class, all the non-static stuff, like here you have this is all non-static stuff, as there is no static keywords in there. When you create an object of the class, all the non-static stuff residing there, like you have, you can say, model, price, wheels. Model, price, wheels. Suppose there is a function, you can say you can say public void start, and there is one more function, and say public void accelerate. Okay, now these functions is non-static functions as there is no static keyword in this. So when I create an object of the car class, then all the non-static function, I'm again repeating, the non-static functions and the variables will residing in this. Now there is function called start. It is there. There is function called accelerate. It will be there. So all the non-static stuff, this thing, it is all non-static as there is no static keyword with the variables and with the function. So all the non-static stuff will residing over there. Now C1 is the reference to the object. It is pointing, you can say it is pointing towards an object. C1 is not an object. It is pointing towards the object. C1 can access all the non-static variables and function. It means that by creating object of car class, you can access all the property of that particular class. Now I can do like C1 dot model equal to, you can say, a. Now C1 dot price, you can say anything like and C1 dot wheels equal to 4, and again C1 dot start, then C1 dot accelerate. Okay. Now again I will create another object of the car class, and I again say C2 dot model equal to something like this, or you can say C2 dot price, and the price I can say something like this, and again C1 C2 dot wheels equal to 4, and again C2 dot start, then again C2 dot accelerate. Now you see that all non-static stuff is used by say C2, which is reference to the object, and again C1 is reference to the object. So they can access all the non-static stuff as string, model, int price, int wheels. There's no static keyword over there. Now this is all the you can say that all non-static stuff is accessed by the uh, object of the class. Now we talk about static. Now in this class, I know every car has four wheels, and whenever I create object of this car class, I will have to unnecessarily occupy the memory with the wheels variable. I know that every car has got four wheels, but inside my memory, I will again and again have to occupy the memory for the wheels. So wheel is something which is common for all the objects. So what I will do is removing wheel from every object and keep wheel in common memories location by making wheel variable as static and declare it as 4 because every car has got four wheels. Now wheel is not the part of the object. So you see that it will give error. If you want to access it through C1, you can't. Okay. Now by declaring wheel static, now wheels become the part of the class car, not the object. It will be common for all the objects for car class. Okay. Now I have given the value as 4. Now wheel is a part of class. Now you can say wheel is not an part of the object. It is the part of the class. Okay. Now when I make C2, then again C2 is again all the non-static stuff will reside over here. That is, you can say model price. Now wheel is not there because it is the part of the class. Now start, which is again the non-static function. is there and accelerate. So now wheels is not a part of the object, so object cannot access it as wheel is static and only static function can access it. So we can access it like and say mm, first of all I write like console dot write line, then say model starting, and here I can say console dot write line model plus accelerate and say accelerating. Now and say if I first of all I will make it as my startup class. Now you see that first first you say AAA starting, which is my C1 dot model, then AA accelerating, then my second model BBB starting, then BBB accelerating. So this is how it works. Let's say console dot read key. Now if I put a debug point or can say breakpoint over here, and again I you will see that then it go to the start function for the first object, then again it go to the start function for the second object and print starting for the second object, then move forward. Okay. Now you see that now I can't access wheel directly through object because now wheel is a part of my class, car class. So how can I access wheels? So I can access wheels, the console dot write line wheels. Now I can access wheels directly because now it's a part of the car class. As by declaring it as static, it becomes the part of car class. So here, if I run my project again, now you see that it is coming 4 because it is common for all the cars that it will be 4. Okay, now if I want to assess, suppose price, I can't write it like because price is non-static and it is not an part of class. Now here I will read. Now wheels is an part of class, not an object anymore. So I can access it directly. Okay. So as you can say that this is non-static function. And again, this is also an non-static function. So it can be accessed by the object we have just created, like car C2, car C1. C1 is an reference to the object, and again C2 is the reference to the object. And whenever you create the object, all the non-static stuff will reside over there. Okay? So I will again say that T2 is not an object. It is an reference to the object. Okay. Now, by making the reference, suppose I will make car, you can name it as you like. You can name it like car 1, you can name it like car 3, any name you like. Now, this car 1 is the reference to the object. This is very important that you don't get confused in the reference to the object and the object. Car1 is a reference to the object. It is not an object, it is a reference to the object. Whenever you make a new object like this, there is a memory location in which object is created, and C1, C2, car1 is a reference to the object. And whenever there is object is created, all the non-static stuff is reside over there. Okay, so here I can again say carbon dot model, you can say or D, then carbon dot price, you can write it any, and again I can access wheels through like this only, as wheels is a part of class, not an object anymore. By declaring wheels as static, it becomes the part of class. Okay? I can access wheels like you can say, but I cannot access price through my car class. But it is not a good practice by can say by declaring it like this. So we can access wheels directly. And suppose there is one more function, can say public static void will gas, and you will pass the can say quantity. Now I can write like can say fill gas 10. Okay? And here I can access this function as like this as well. But I cannot access through my reference to the object. Now there is no fill gas over here as this is an static function, and I'm saying that only non-static stuff will reside in the object. So this is again a very good interview question that object can access static function or not. So the answer is no. It cannot access the static function. So I will say C1 cannot access static variables and static function. Okay. So this is very important point that reference of the object that is C1 or you say C2 or you say car1 or anything, they cannot access the static function. Okay, and we can access static functions or variables like this, or we can access it directly like this. Okay, now this is the concept of object and object reference. So you have to very clear in that what is object and what is object reference. Okay. Now moving forward, so any of you have any question regarding this? Hello. Am I audible to
Yeah.
you? Yeah. Have you got the concept of object and object reference?
Yes.
Okay. Now, Anusha, you got the concept of object and object reference.
Yes.
Okay. The main thing is that when you, I'm again repeating that when you create an object, this is object, and C1 is the reference to the object. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Now, moving forward, we will take a, real world case study. You can say, and say, I will make a, first I will make it as a public, and again you can say car1 dot accelerate and car1 dot can say mm, start. Yeah. The concept I want you to study right now is mm, so you have no any questions? Suppose now I will make a new class mm, and name it as test car. Okay. Now first make it as thing public and declare my main function there. So now I can say that car A equal to new car and A dot can say model. Okay. Now to assess my functionalities of the car class, I have to make it as say public. Then again public and again public. Now in my car class, test car class, I can assess model equal to you can say mm, and say uh, Maruti and here I will create another object car B equal to new car and I say b dot model equal to, you can say, mm, you can say Toyota, and again I create a new object and I say c dot model equal to, and say, yeah. Okay, now when I write a dot model, write, and I write c dot model. Now first I will make it as my startup class. Now you see it is printing Maruti, Toyota, Kia. Now suppose I write A equal to B, then B equal to C, then C equal to A, and the thing I am doing, like, now there is three objects of the car class. First is the, you can say, A is reference to the this object. B is the reference to the second object, and similarly C is the reference to the third object. Now when I say A equal to B, now A stop referencing to the first object, and now it starts reference to the B, second object. Okay, now A is starting referencing to the second object. Now when I say B equal to C, B is stop referencing to the second object, and it is start referencing to the third object. And when I say B equal to A, now C stop referencing to the third object, and it start referencing to the first object. and sorry, C equal to A. Now it start referencing to the object which is referencing to the A. Now A is referencing to the second object. So it will start referencing to the second object as well. Okay. Now if I write console dot write line and I will say like A dot model, B dot model, and say C dot model. Now if I run my project or execute my code, now you see A dot model is Toyota, B dot model is Kia, and again C dot model is again Toyota. If you look into the picture that can say first it is Maruti, model is say model equal to Maruti, and here model equal to Toyota, and here model equal to Kia. Now in the first instance A dot model, you clearly see over here that it is Maruti, Toyota, and Kia. A dot model, B dot model, C dot model. But when I write A equal to B, B equal to C, C equal to A. So now A dot model, which is previously referencing to the Maruti, now it start referencing to the Toyota, and it stops referencing to the A dot model, which is Maruti, and it start referencing to the second object, which is Toyota. Now, when I write B equal to C, it stops referencing to the second object, which is B dot model equal to Toyota, and it starts referencing to the third, which is Kia. And it prints over here Kia. And now, when I say C equal to A, it stops referencing to the third object and starts referencing to the object where A is referencing, and A is referencing to the second object, which is Toyota. So again it prints Toyota. Okay, so this is known as, you can say, mm, you can say mm, you can say pass you can say um, if you have any question, then you can ask me right now, because this concept has to be clear, because this concept is using in the next classes. So Don't get confused. If you have any question, you can ask me now. Hello?
Yes, Abhijit.
Yeah. If you have any question regarding this, you can ask me now because this concept is using again and again.
Okay.
Y- You got the concept of this A equal to B equal to C, and C equal to D.
Yeah. We'll still go through the recording one more time and understand it.
Yeah, because it is very important concept that first A is referencing to the first object. Now it is referencing to the second object when I write A equal to B.
Okay.
It is reference to the object where B is referencing. Okay. Now you can say if I make it more clear, you will get confused. A, B, C. Suppose first I write, now it will type ABC. Okay. First console dot read key. Okay. Now when I say no, it says BCB. So this is the concept. Can say so. Uh, if I move forward, then can say we have a. Uh, so this is all for the class today because I don't want to get in the rush mode and you will get confused. Okay, if you have got any questions regarding this, you can ask me now, both of you. Okay, and we will then meet tomorrow in the new class, which where we will study a real world example.
Okay.
Okay,
Uh, Actually, Abhijit, tomorrow and the day after tomorrow, I have some personal and office work, so I won't be able to join.
okay. So, okay.
If you want, I can.
Uh,
Uh, yeah, but I'll join from Monday.
mhm. Okay, no worries. You cannot go for Saturday as well. Okay, you are not available on Saturday.
Saturday and yeah, Saturday and Sunday I'm available.
Okay, you are not available tomorrow.
Yeah, yeah, tomorrow and Friday also.
I
Just for this week, from Monday onwards, I'll not skip any
okay,
classes.
okay, no worries. We will make it then only. And Dheeraj, you are coming tomorrow?
Yeah, I have no issue. If you like to postpone also, it is fine.
No, no. I will come tomorrow. Uh, I will
Yeah,
uh, I will make
okay, okay.
Anusha
Then
new.
I have no issue. Yes,
You are coming tomorrow, no?
yes, yes.
Okay, so we will meet you. I will meet you tomorrow at the same time. Pardon me for today as there is some electricity problem as monsoon is going there. So electricity problem is there. Mm.
No problem,
Yeah,
Abhijit.
that
Okay, 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 guys. Then see you then in the next class. Okay, bye.
Yeah.
And please,
Thank you.
please,
Bye.
please, I am again saying, please watch this concept as this concept is very much important. Okay,
Yeah, sure.
it will be used in the coming classes.
Okay, sure.
Okay, so okay, then bye you all.
Yeah. Thank you. Bye.
Okay, thank you.